Next is fishing and rearing of fish. So rearing of animals we have seen. Now rearing of fish. Fishing and rearing of fish. It is also one of the major occupation of the people in India. India is a land of waterlands, and that includes several rivers and seas. So India is a land of waterlands. Obviously it includes several rivers and seas. In India we have many rivers and seas. The rivers and seas flowing through and along with the border of India are home to a huge varieties of fishes. So rivers and seas that flow in along to the border of India or Indian rivers, it's a home for many fishes. Just like forest is a home for animals, like that these rivers and seas, they are home for a variety of fishes. Hence, fishing in Indian villages is considered one of the major occupations for the villagers. So India has many rivers, seas and all. So fishing is also one of the major occupation of the farmers, or especially the villages, not farmers, villages in India. People in the villages of the South Indian states, especially the people of the village people in South India like Kerala, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, etc. are mostly dependent on fishing to earn their livelihoods. They mostly depend on fishing to earn their livelihood, to meet the demands, to earn money. They mostly depend on this fishing, as most of the villages are located along the coastal line. So in Kerala, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, villages, they are located near the coastal areas, near the bank of the river, coastal areas where the land and the sea meet. These areas people are living, villages are living. So they depend on fishing. Most of the people do this occupation, fishing. So they depend on fishing for the livelihood, to earn the livelihood. Nowadays, several people cultivate the fish in ponds as a part of farming. Now what people are doing, they cultivate fish in ponds. They make special ponds for that. It is also a major occupation. Farmers will get fish seeds from the farms. Fish seeds means young one of fish. Fish seeds they called. It's young, very young one of fish, we say, very young one, small fish. Farmers get these fish seeds from the farms and they will grow it in the ponds or specially prepared farms in large scale for a particular period. So in a specially prepared pond or in a farm, these farmers, they get the seeds from the farm and they grow it in this ponds or specially prepared farm for a particular period. They should make it grow and catch it and sell them. Then they catch and sell them. So prawns and some freshwater fishes are produced through this type of fish farming. So some prawns and other freshwater fishes, they are produced through this type of fish farming. Prawns and some freshwater fishes, they produce through this type of fish farming. So in India, we can see many rivers, seas and all. So they're flowing through and along the borders of India. Rivers are flowing and they are home to the many number of fishes, a variety of fishes. So fishing, it is in Indian villages, it is one of the most important occupation of the villages in India, especially the states in India like Kerala, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh. Village people, they are living near the coastal areas, so their major occupation is fishing. And they depend on this fishing to earn their livelihood. And nowadays several people, they cultivate fish in ponds. Farmers, they will get the fish seeds from the farms and they will grow it in the pond or specially prepared farm, and for a particular period then they catch it and they sell it. Yes, prawns and other freshwater fishes, they produce through this type of farming. Fish farming, it is this type of fish farming. So rearing of fish or fishing is another main occupation of the people of villages in India. Then next, So we were learning about main occupations, dependent occupations and other occupations. So main occupation is agriculture, farmers, that we learned. Then rearing animals we learned. Now we learned about rearing of fish. Now coming to the working in the forest. Okay, working in the forest, the planting and caring of forest is called forestry. Forestry means the planting and caring of forest. Planting of forest and caring of forest. That is actually called forestry. We need to plant trees more. We should care it. Yes, that is forestry. We have thick forest in some parts of our country. In some parts of our country, we have thick, dense forest. Many people do the job of cutting wood in forest. There are some people, those who do cutting of woods in the forest. This occupation is called plumbering. Cutting of woods in the forest. That occupation is called as plumbering. Yes. A number of occupations are dependent on forestry. Wood cutting. One is wood cutting. Many people go to forest and cut the wood and they are living. Cutting of wood is one of the occupations. Second is paper cutting. Paper cutting. These are the occupations that depending on forestry. Third is collecting herbs. Herbs collecting for making medicines and all. Herb collecting or collecting herbs. Then cardboard making. Then the last one is making doors, windows and furnitures. Carpenters make doors, windows and furnitures using the woods, isn't it? Woods that we get from the trees. So these are the important occupation dependent on forestry. Wood cutting, paper cutting, collecting herbs, cardboard making, making doors, windows and furnitures. These are the number of occupations that are dependent on forestry. So planting and caring of forest, it is actually forestry. Many people do job by cutting woods in the forest. It is called plumbering. Another occupations that dependent on forestry, they are one is wood cutting, then paper cutting, collecting herbs, cardboard making doors, wood windows and furnitures. Next is mining. M-I-N-I-N-G. Mining means digging minerals out of the earth. Yes, out from the interior of the earth, or digging the minerals out of the earth. We dig the parts of the under the earth and we get minerals. That is actually mining. It is one of the most important occupation of our people. Another important occupation of our people is mining. A number of minerals are found in our country. In our country, number of minerals we found. Some of them are coal, iron, copper, mica, coal, iron, copper, mica. These are the minerals that found in our country. These minerals we get by digging out the earth. It is called mining. Coal, iron, copper, mica, etc. A number of people are engaged in the occupation of mining. So in this occupation, many people are engaged. All industries are dependent on mining. Yes, many of the industries, they depend on mining. There is hardly any machine that is not made up of metals. So industries, why they are dependent on this mining? Because industries, we need machines to work. Machines are made up of metals, isn't it? So we need all these for the machineries. So the industries, they depends upon mining. So many of the people are engaged in this occupation. Another important occupation of people of India is mining. We have many minerals found in India that are coal, iron, copper, mica, etc. Yes. that is mining. So the main occupations of the people of India are, there are many occupations. First one is main occupation, then dependent, then other occupations. So main occupations are, one is agriculture. Yes, India is agricultural country. Most of the people in India are farmers. 70% of Indian people are farmers doing agriculture. Farmers are the backbone of our country, our nation, because they are the ones who provide us all types of food. They produce many crops, commercial crops. They produce raw materials for producing products, making products for industries. So they are the lifeblood of our nation. So then farmers, animal husbandry is another important occupation of people of India, rearing animals, that is animal husbandry, and farmers keep animals, they keep animals on farm, then which provide the meat, eggs, milk, etc. Yes, livestock. They keep animals as their own companions. They help, farmers help animals help them in ploughing, sowing, thrashing and all. So cattle rearing is another business actually that people do. That is actually raising, breeding and raising of cattle. Yes, so cattle rearing includes many states. There are many states which provide us the quality bulls and cattle. Then goat, poor man's cow, that is goat are found in many some few states like Bihar, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh. Then people keep cattle for food and at the same time for food production, at the same time for another work, labor work also. Goat it provides us mutton and also milk, and its skin is also we use for making different materials like that. Sheep also. Sheep also we get wool, then mutton and also skin, and so people use this skin of the sheep to make many materials, many things, and wool to make woolen clothes. So sheep also another animal rearing comes under animal rearing. Cattle rearing is the, goat is the, sheep is the, then poultry is the farmers or people, they keep birds like chicken, hen, then ducks and geese. Actually they are very cheap for them, for feeding them it is not that cost, so they compare to sheep and cows. So these birds, they give them very cheap meat. Yes, that is poultry actually. Then another main occupation is fishing or rearing of fish, we say. Fishing, and India we have many rivers, lakes, seas and all, and here in the rivers they are the home of many varieties of fishes. Actually one of the major occupation of the people of villages in India, it is actually fishing. Fishing, especially we can see the people engage in fishing in mainly which states, Kerala, Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh. Because these people, their villages are located near the coastal areas, so their main occupation is fishing. And nowadays what people are doing, they prepare a special pond, and farmers get fish seed and they put into this pond and for a particular period, and they catch it and they sell it. That is one of the another occupation. Then working in forest. Forest is another occupation, means planting and caring of forest is forestry. Many people go to the forest to cut the woods. That is another occupation. So the occupation connected to this forestry means wood cutting, paper cutting, collecting herbs, cardboard making, making doors, windows, furnitures. So many people are living like that. We have thick forest in our country, so people do job by cutting the woods in the forest. These are the main occupations. Agriculture means farming, cultivating crops, rearing of animals, cattle rearing, goat, sheep, then poultry, then fish rearing, rearing of fish, then forestry. These are the main occupations. Then mining. Mining is also another important occupations of people of India. Many people are engaged in this work. We have many minerals in India like copper, iron, mica and all. So industries are dependent on this mining because all the machines are made up of metals. Then next is dependent occupations. So main occupations finished. Now dependent occupations. Dependent occupation means work done in a factory or in private companies. People are working in some factories, some companies, private companies. So these occupations are called dependent occupations. Yes, dependent occupations. Dependent occupations. So we learned about main occupations. Now dependent occupations means work done in factory or in private companies. Work done in a factory. Work done in a factory or in private companies. That work, that is actually dependent occupations. It cannot survive without the main occupation, which in this case is farming. So this cannot survive without the main occupation, that is main occupation is farming. So work done in a factory or a private companies, it is actually called dependent occupations, and this factories or companies, they cannot survive without the main occupation, that is farming. Then other occupations are there. Other occupations. So there are three types of occupations. First itself we learned other like main occupations, dependent occupations and other occupations. Now other occupations, coming to that, it includes the individual occupations, means working in companies and government offices. Now people works in government institutions, government offices, working individually also. A lot of such occupations are there. They are actually other occupations. Other occupations like photography. People specially trained in photography, they do this work. Photography, we can see in functions and all. People are coming to take videos, taking photos and all. So they are specialized in that. They are professionals, we say. Tailoring, those who know how to stitch properly, we go to tailor to stitch the clothes. So tailoring, they are trained in that. Then journalism, for that they need to learn, they need to study a particular course or journalism. Yes, then drivers may be or may not be much educated, they need experience in that. Then computer programming, they have to be qualified well, means they have to get education properly. Computer programmers are there. Scientists, they are highly educated scientists. Then pilot, yes. So these are the professionals, we say, do different kinds of job by education and also training. Some do by some experience, the special skills they do. Some occupation they don't want education, by experience they can do, by the special skills they can do. So there are different types of occupations are there around us. Professionals are there, those who get special training and they get educated in that. That is professionals. Doctors, pilot, teachers, engineers, photography, they are specially trained and they are educated in that. Other occupations are also there. Yes, so these are other occupations, means working in government, working in companies, working in companies. Then individual occupations also are there. Then government offices, working in government offices. Then another occupations means it includes photography. Then what else? Photography, tailoring, then journalism, then drivers, then computer programming. These are another occupations. Computer programming, then scientist, then pilot, etc. Okay, these are other, comes under other occupations. Okay, working in companies, the individual occupations are then government offices, working in government office, they are coming under other occupations. Then we have other occupations as photography, tailoring, journalism, drivers, computer programming, scientist, pilot, etc. We have plumbers, we have then cobblers, We have farmers, plumbers, other occupations means in other occupations we have plumbers, welders, then cobblers, then sweepers, garbage collectors. Yes, they or also comes under other occupations. Then the occupations like photography, pilot, then teachers, engineers, then doctors, nurses, then hairstylist, we say, barbers are there, isn't it? Tailors, barbers, mechanics. Yes, so many occupations are there around us. Some need special training, some need high education, some need special skills, some need experience, like that. Yes, but whatever it is, all jobs are equally important. We should respect everyone's job. We need the help of other persons directly or indirectly to do our work. They all help us in doing our work easier. All occupations are important. Whether it is high job or low job, whatever, we should not look down anyone because of the work, because all the works are important. All the jobs are equally important. Yes. So we were learning about occupations. Yes. What are occupations, children? Any job or any work we do to earn money, to meet our needs, like basic needs like food, cloth and shelter. It is called occupations. So there are many occupations around us. Your parents are doing some work to earn the livelihood. They have other occupation. Maybe they are teachers, they are engineers, maybe they are doctors, maybe they are business people, maybe they are working in government offices, maybe they are drivers, they are farmers. Yes, so many occupations are there around us. All occupations are very important. Then India is an agricultural country, so most of the people in India are farmers. So we have mainly three types of occupations. They are main occupations, dependent occupations and other occupations. So main occupations means agriculture is one of the main occupation. Yes, farmers, they are the backbone of our country, our nation. They are lifeblood of our nation because they are the people, they are the ones who provide us all types of food we eat. So the entire country depends on farmers. Whatever we have, we are enjoying in food today because of farmers. If they are not cultivating in the field, they are not working in the field, then once you imagine, we won't get any food at all. Life becomes so difficult. So we should be always thankful to the farmers. Yes, then what else we learned? Yes, the main rearing animals. Yes, animal husbandry is another important occupation of farmers in India. Yes, so livestock, meat, eggs, milk, etc. are major products for the farmers. So farm animals, farmers, they all together constitute the farming ecosystem in India. So for keeping animals, we need farm. If there is a farm, there should be farm animals. For taking care of them, we need farmers. So farm animals, farmers, they are the farming ecosystem in India. Yes, so cattle rearing is another business, or breeding and raising up of cattle for food and also for labor purpose. And there are different states that provide us good varieties of cattle. Then we have got poor man's cow. We get mutton, we get skin from goat to make many items. Yes, goat also gives us milk. Then we have sheep rearing. The sheep rearing it is raised in those areas. Sheep are raised in those areas where there is no agriculture and cattle rearing. 1/4 of the total sheep are provided or found in different states of India, and sheep gives us wool, mutton and skin. Then poultry. Poultry are birds actually kept for meat and eggs, meat or eggs. Yes, the birds includes our chickens, ducks, then geese. Geese is also a large white bird, looks like duck. And farmers keep them because they give them cheap meat, and feeding them is not that costly compared to sheep and cow. Yes, that is poultry farms. Or then fish rearing of fish. So India is a land of water. We have many water, seas, rivers, lakes. So many of the people villages of India, especially in Kerala, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, villages live in near the coastal areas. So their main occupation is fishing. One of the important occupation is fishing. And nowadays the farmers, what they would do, get the fish seeds and they put it in the pond, specially prepared pond is there, or in that, or large large scale farm in large scale, they put it there for a particular period, then they catch it and they sell it. Then only they get money for the livelihood. So this is also another occupation nowadays people are doing. Then working in forest. So planting and caring of forest is forestry. People go to the forest to do the job of cutting woods. So there are many jobs connected to this forestry: cutting woods, collecting herbs, wood, then paper cutting, cardboard making woods, furnitures, etc. These are the jobs that are connected with forestry. Mining is another important occupation. Many people are engaged in mining, digging out of the earth and getting the minerals. So we have many minerals found in India like copper, mica, iron, etc. So all the industries are depend upon this, because on industries all the machines are made up of metals. Then that's about the main occupations. Main occupations: agriculture, farming, rearing of animals, then rearing of fish, then forestry, then mining. Next is dependent occupations. Yes, so dependent occupation means work done in a factory or in private companies, that are dependent occupations. But they also actually, these companies, to survive, they have to the main occupation is, they have to survive. They cannot survive without the main occupation, that is farming. It cannot survive without the main occupation, that is actually farming. So work done in factories and private companies are dependent occupations. For them to survive, farming is very important. Main occupation is very important for these companies to survive. Then other occupations are the like individual occupations, doing business by themselves, own business, then working in government offices, then working in some companies. Then other occupations are the like photography, then journalism, then tailoring, driver, computer programming, scientist, pilot, etc. So there are several occupations around us. So altogether, occupations are very important to meet our needs. To meet our needs, we need money. To get money, we have to work hard. We have to work in some companies or institutions or our own business or occupation. Yes. So all jobs are equally important. We should respect everyone's job. Yes. Time to recall. Occupation means job that help us to earn money. Yes, occupation means work or job that help us to earn money. Farming is one of the main occupations of our country. We are living in our country, India. In our country, farming is the main occupation. India is an agricultural country. Forestry is another important occupation. Forestry means planting and caring of forest. Mining is another important occupation. Almost all industries are dependent on it. Mining. Fishing is the chief occupation of people living in coastal areas. The villages, mainly people in Karnataka, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh live in the coastal areas. Their main chief or important occupation is fishing. Other occupations are photographer or tailor, gardener, actor, pilot, driver, etc. Many other occupations also are there. Yes children, so we have completed the lesson 19, occupations. So hope you enjoyed the lesson. You came to know about different occupations around us. So just keep in your mind, what occupation do you like to do when you grow up after your studies, or in which field you want to work. Yes, keep in your mind, and you learn the lesson or read the lesson as many times as possible. Read about all the occupations, main occupations, dependent occupations and other occupations. After reading the lesson, then come to the exercise part. It will be so easy for you to do the exercise after reading the lesson. So read the lesson, okay?